I've been married for 15 years and there's so many things I wish I knew before I got married. There are so many little nuances and so many things to learn about women before you get married. I met my wife in my early 20s. I was about 22. And I swear right away, I just knew she was the one for me. She fit perfect. She vibed perfect. She just felt like the one for me. You know what I mean? She was so different from every other girl and she just resonated with me and she vibed with me and her energy was just perfectly complementary to mine. Everything I lacked, she had, and I loved it. And everyone else around me noticed it too. They're like, that's the girl for you, bro. I don't think it's gonna get much better than that. And I believe that. And I swear to this day, I always say, if I ain't with her, I'll still be with other women, but I don't think I'm ever getting married again, you know? Marriage is a very complicated situation. It's a very complicated, complex scenario. It's really built on a bunch of verbal contracts. Well, let me say this. Any relationship you have is based on a bunch of verbal contracts you have with that person. And if you break these contracts, if one of your contracts is, hey, don't talk to these girls. If one of the contracts is, hey, you're gonna pay for this. If one of these contracts is, hey, we're having sex 3 times a week. Once these contracts are broken, something in the relationship ain't gonna work. So that's one thing I really, really wish I knew about relationships before I got into them and before I got into marriage. You need to know that your relationship with that person, your love with that person is very conditional and it's actually based on contracts. I'm kind of a firm believer in today's world, there isn't too much unconditional love. The unconditional love you're gonna get as a man comes from maybe your brothers, your friends, maybe not even most friends, but I feel like the most unconditional love you have in your life as a man is gonna be from your mother. Your mother's provided you have a good relationship with your mother's always gonna be that one who loves you unconditionally, okay? So that's something else I wish I knew. Like, I love my woman, I really do, but I'm fully aware that if I don't provide or operate in certain areas of our relationship, the love's gonna change, something's gonna shift. There's gonna be a certain unhappiness that's being shown from her, and it's gonna make her lack in other areas in spite of me in the relationship. A lot of women are like this, and it's just their nature. I know you all say like modern women are blah, 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 blah. I know so many guys say modern women aren't worth it, modern women are this, modern women are that. Sure, whatever. But I think any woman is great if you fill her cup. I think any man is great if you fill his cup. As long as your love languages are being met, as long as your cup is being filled in that relationship, you're gonna want to provide more. Like, for example, as a man, we're not having sex right now. We're currently celibate. You guys can check out my other videos if you wanna know about my retention and my celibacy. But when we're actually having sex, me as a man, 2 to 3 times a week, and my cup is filled, like my intimacy cup is filled. As long as those are quality sex sessions, I feel great. That's what makes me want to give more in a relationship. When my woman's on me like that, and I'm like, ooh, like she wants me, she's intimate with me. When my cup is filled in that area, then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make you a meal. I'm gonna give you these massages. I'm gonna say more sweet words to you. That's what makes me feel good as a man. That's my love language. So when my cup's filled, I perform the most in the relationship. So you gotta realize with your woman, with your modern women that so many of you don't like, as long as you fill her cup, she's gonna perform very well in the relationship as well. The problem is the way most modern women get their cup filled is just by you paying their bills and then maybe giving them extra money and making them extra comfortable. But the problem with that is most of the women out here, they want more and more and more. And if you have a woman who's addicted to more and more and more and she's never satisfied, that's probably not the right fit for you. That's something I wish I knew in a relationship too, because I've wasted so much energy on women who I couldn't fill their cup because they always needed more. They always needed something more. You hit a new plateau or you hit a new glass ceiling and then they need something else. They really require something else from you. And that's not cup filling, that's you getting drained in the end because you can never satisfy a person like that. I don't know what makes a woman like that per se, especially in today's world. Like, you know, those you gotta treat yourself girls, like the girls who are always like, you gotta treat yourself. Man, you really can't satisfy a woman like that. Like, there's no way you could satisfy a woman like that. She has the addiction to more. But one of the main things that I wish I knew in a relationship and a marriage before stepping into it is, regardless of the contracts, regardless of the providing or whatever, you as a man, you're not responsible for your woman's happiness. You're really not. If she's not happy in her life, all you can do as a man is guide her towards her happiness more. Like, make sure you see what makes her happy in life and try and bring that around her more. But ultimately, you're not responsible for her happiness, how much happiness she has. If she wants to be depressed and wallow and be in misery some days, like, you straight up tell her, like, that energy is not welcome around me. Like, you better be grateful for what we have around us. That energy you're bringing is not welcome around me anymore. Like, stop bringing that. Go be sad by yourself. Go be depressed by yourself. I think a lot of women don't realize that most of their natural capacity to like be a complainer and a nagger is really what drains our energy as a man. And if there's women watching right now, I hope you hear what I'm saying, and it's not just like, oh, there's another man trying to tell us what to do. It's not like that. But when you just like complain to a man a lot, like, why don't we have more money? Like, you should be doing this. We should be here by now. When you do that, it's not the right way to help a man grow, okay? That's what I wish women knew about relationships before they get into them. Your man will never grow under the energy of complaining. He needs to be nurtured, and not like a mother. Like, you don't have to mother him. You don't have to, oh, my sweet little boy. You don't have to do that shit. But like, if your man does something good in the relationship, even if he just finishes a little project, even if he got a raise, even if he fucking got a bench PR at the gym, just, oh, my strong man. Oh, you're so strong. I'm so impressed by it. Little fucking tiny things like that is all you need to do to push your man in the right direction to get more in life. When you light that fire under your man where he's like, ooh, my woman's impressed by me, and I say that, and women are always like, oh, he shouldn't need that. He shouldn't need that nurturing. He shouldn't need that energy. Women always say stupid shit like that, but it's like, we're fucking human too, you know? And that's something I wish I knew about relationships and marriages too. Women don't always feel the need to boost their man. They will let you go weeks, months without complimenting you, without telling you you're doing a good job, without telling you you're so handsome, like without little compliments. They'll do shit like that, but then so many women will complain about everything you do wrong. They'll have bad energy towards you when they don't like what you're doing. And it's like, that's not how you get us to change and grow in a healthy direction. If you want your man to change and grow in a healthy direction in a relationship, be sweet and feminine and nurturing to him. The thing that guys always notice about women when you're both single, say you're a single woman around a single man, if you point out a man that you like in front of that man, he's gonna see how good you treat him. He's gonna see how much you light up around him. He's gonna see how much you're always turned on and ready for that other man. So then when you get in a relationship, why do most women stop that? Why do you stop being that super giving feminine woman? You know what I mean? Now, this isn't a video to complain about my marriage, because yes, I've had these problems in my relationship before. They've been corrected since. I've had these same talks with my woman, like, if you want me to grow in the way you want me to grow, if you want us to attract the finance, the careers, the location, the home, if you want to attract all these things with me, I need a certain energy from you to bring me there, because it really helps when you bring that energy in my life. She understood that, she executed it, but I'm saying, as a man, learn to correct your woman in a relationship in a healthy way. You have to learn to correct your woman in a healthy way. If she brings some nasty energy to you that she doesn't bring to any other man, you call her ass out on that, okay? She needs to bring that sweetness, that nurturing, that high vibrational energy to you, because that's what makes you thrive the most in life. And I had to learn and realize that women don't always want to bring that energy. Sometimes in their nature, they like to bring that complaining energy around you. They like to bring that whiny, petty, like, it is what it is. But another thing that I wish I knew from the start about marriages and relationships, men, that honeymoon phase. That honeymoon phase at the start is the most beautiful 2 to 3 years that you're ever gonna have with your woman, okay? It's gonna, like, marriage altogether is absolutely beautiful, but that first 2 to 3 years, like, I love my relationship right now, no doubt. I love my woman, but I'm telling you, those first 2 to 3 years, be so in love, be so fruitful, be so high energetic, like, but don't get too, like, mushy gushy. When you get mushy gushy in your relationship as a man, when you get really, like, lovey-dovey, this is what's gonna make your woman not attracted to you. And I had to learn that the hard way. I was such a lover boy with my woman. I was so like soft and giving and catering. And like I said, women get fucking turned off by that energy. They need a masculine man. You have to think like James Bond. And I always use this example. You have to think like James Bond in the sense that watch any James Bond movie. He's a lover of women. He clearly loves his woman. He always has his eye on one specific woman in every movie. He falls deeply in love with her, but he's still very masculine and grounded, and the situation's always under control, and he always keeps a straight face, and he's always masculine, okay? He has 5 to 10 minutes of a love scene in maybe like a 2-hour movie. The rest of the 2 hours is spent on his mission, is spent on his goal. He has a goal throughout the movie. He has time for love in the movie, but he has an overall goal, which is to save the world or beat the bad guy or whatever it is. That should be your framework as a man. The 2 hours of your life, of your day, which is like 16 hours more so, that 12 to 16 hours of your day should be spent on your mission, your goal, working on your craft, whatever it may be. But still take that 15 to 20 minutes to just give love to your woman. Show her love, appreciate her, make her know that, like, you recognize her and you appreciate her. Because if your woman goes that 15 to 20 minutes without getting any, you're so beautiful, I love you, here's these flowers, you're the most beautiful woman in the world. If you don't say that, she's gonna forget and she's gonna look for it somewhere else. And you don't want her to look for it somewhere else, because then it gets dangerous and sketchy, and like, all you have to do is fill a woman's cup for 15 minutes a day and she's gonna appreciate the fuck out of you as a man. I promise you that, okay? But the last thing I want to point out too, after that honeymoon phase, after that initial honeymoon phase where you're both all over each other, guys, after that first 2 to 3 years, it is up to you to be the seducer. It is up to you to be the initiator. It's up to you to give that affection. You're a man, you have testosterone, you most likely have the higher libido. You gotta give her that love. You gotta make all the moves. She needs a man to sweep her off her feet. They literally want this. Don't ever get too soft. It's so good to treat your woman good and soft like a delicate little flower. But guys, literally, sometimes you gotta pick her up, put her on a counter, put her up against the wall, grab her by the wrist. Like, you have to bring both energies. And this is where a lot of guys get confused. They're like, what the fuck do you want? When you learn a woman's cycle, when you learn how she cycles, some days she's gonna want a little more aggressiveness from you. Some days she's gonna want you to be a little more soft and delicate. Some days she's a little kitty, some days she's a lioness. It's literally like that. So some days you just play with her hair, tell her she's beautiful, kiss her gently. Other days, I'm telling you, you're pinning her up against the wall, you're pinning her up against the mattress, you gotta rough up her body a little bit, because she needs to be treated like a delicate little flower sometimes, like a little princess, like a little kitty. And then other days, she's that lioness, she's that goddess, she's that, and she needs to feel your masculine energy. She needs to feel the depths of your desire. That's a good way to put it. She needs to feel the depths of your desire for her. She needs to know that you really, really want her ass. You know what I mean? So if you're one of those guys who've been passive with intimacy for a long time, if you really haven't given your woman that oomph, literally start doing it and watch how, like, turned on she gets for you. When she finally feels your aggressiveness, and I'm not talking about slapping and choking. You don't need to do all that. But like when she feels more masculine force from you, watch how impressed she gets. But yeah, guys, those are some of the top things I wish I knew in a relationship before I got married. I'm gonna keep doing these series because I know when I started my relationship, I needed so much help. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing, and I just wanted it to work. But always remember, never just step to your woman and just correct her. Be like, yo, you gotta do it like this. Always connect and then correct. So make love first, kiss first, be soft with each other first, be delicate with each other first, and then just bring it up in a conversation. Which is also one of the main things that I wish I knew in relationships before I got started. If you want things to get better in your relationship, you have to have a lot of uncomfortable conversations. You're both not gonna feel good about it, but don't forget to connect. Don't forget to put your hand on her leg after, on her face, play with her hair, make her feel good after it gets a little uncomfortable. You're a man, you gotta take care of business, even if it's with your woman, but just let her know that, listen, I don't like the way you did this, but I love you, you're my girl, I want this to work, but I need this from you moving forward. I need you to change this moving forward. Set a boundary. It's that simple, guys, all right? Peace, love, knowledge, and protection to you and yours. This is Takeo Bay from Temple Alchemy, and I'm out.